In order to fight organised crime, money laundering, corruption and fraud, cross-border financial investigations need data related to the owners of European businesses. These data do not exist, as well as a centralised company register in the European Union. Understanding what owners do and how they are reciprocally linked becomes therefore crucial. In our projects More and Datacross, we analysed 74 million owners from 20 million firms, trying to understand the volume of business ownership interconnections among different countries. The results showed that on average, 8% of the shareholders of European companies come from a country which is different from the one where the company is registered. But this figure changes from country to country. It is crucial to spot, among foreign owners, those coming from offshore and secrecy jurisdictions. What are the countries in Europe with the highest number of owners from secrecy jurisdictions? Luxembourg, Cyprus, Belgium. Also, knowing which firms have the most complex ownership structure plays its role. At the moment, we know that Luxembourg, Sweden and the Netherlands, followed by Denmark, Malta and France, are the most relevant countries. In Luxembourg and Malta, for example, the average distance between a company and its beneficial owner is almost equal to 2. It means that for identifying the beneficial owner, it is often necessary to look behind a further, intermediate firm, and to look into another register, maybe a foreign one. In certain British areas, it is even more complicated. For example, for companies in Jersey, Guernsey and the Isle of Man, this distance almost equals 4. The beneficial ownership registers introduced by EU AML directive will certainly help tracing corporate owners in Europe. But doubts on their practical implementation remain, and probably those criminals willing to hide themselves behind a firm will continue doing so through figureheads. Nevertheless, in order to prevent crime, it is not only important to know who controls a business, but also how, whether directly, indirectly, or if through trusts, fiduciaries, and other opaque corporate vehicles. Our spin-off, Crime and Tech, has developed scores describing the anomaly of business ownership structures for 360 million companies worldwide. It appears that firms with high risk scores are more than 10 times more likely to be involved in crimes or to appear on a sanction list, and 7 times more likely to have politically exposed persons, the so-called PEPs, among their shareholders. It means that these metrics can be used for predictive purposes to support police and tax agencies' investigations, or help banks and professionals in their customer due diligence. While waiting to understand who really controls European companies, today we can observe how the control takes place. Sometimes this is enough to identify the risky firms on which to focus investigations. Tell me how you control it, and I'll tell you who you are.